Going, everybody? Dylan here. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Today I want to do a quick video to show you a real quick way of setting up BetaFlight 4.1 with RPM filtering fully set up. I wrote a custom CLI code here that will allow you to just copy and paste right into the CLI once you've done a fresh flash, and all your filter tuning should be set up for you. So the first thing you need to do today is you just need to know if you have the bidirectional D-shot firmware on your ESCs. So if you have 16-bit ESCs, you can still do this. You just have to flash custom firmware, and I will be putting a link up to JazzMaveric ESC. You just flash it just like you would the normal stock ESC firmware, and the only thing it adds is the bidirectional D-shot protocol, and then you'll be able to do RPM filtering. If you already have 32-bit ESCs, just the stock firmware from the BL Heli Suite 32, just connect your drone. Like today, I'm going to be using my Store SL5, my daily flyer. So you just connect it and hit connect here, and then just hit flash firmware. And if you flash the latest BL Heli firmware, 32.7 or higher, it will already have the bidirectional D-shot. Alright, so that's out of the way. On to flashing a fresh copy of BetaFlight. You don't want to be putting this dump over your existing settings. You want to go ahead and do a fresh flash. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go over into the BetaFlight configurator, go to update firmware. Then over here you want to pick which stack you have, and today the one I'm working on, this is going to be a Xylo X4. So it's going down here, the Xylo X4, version 4.1.5. We want to make sure we're doing a full chip erase, and then just hit load firmware online and flash firmware. Alright, now we've got a fresh copy of BetaFlight 4.1 installed on our flight controller. So the next thing we want to do before setting any of your own settings, you just want to go ahead and go right into the command line interface, the CLI. And then I'm going to have a link for you guys to get this right here is my custom code that we're going to copy and paste in there. So if you just hit Control A, that's going to highlight all of it. Control C, or copy. Now it'll copy everything. We're going to go right here to where you type into the command line interface and paste it. Press enter. Okay, that's going to do all of the RPM filter settings. It's going to do dynamic notch filter settings. It's already going to set up the dynamic min throttle and a bunch of other goodies. And so all we need to do at this point is just type save. Press enter. Your flight controller is going to reboot, so you need to come up here and hit connect again. Now there's going to be a few things you still need to set up, because I made this universal so that it would work for all flight controllers, for all the pilots out there trying to put this on there. You still need to go through and set up your ports tab. Tell which one is your serial connection for talking to your receiver. Then you'll also need to go through and put in your own rates. Like I actually like to fly 3 different rate profiles here, so I go ahead and put all 3 of my rates back in. And then under your receiver, I'm going to make sure that all your channels are pulling up here properly. And then you're going to need to set up your flight modes, arm, beeper, etc., and just your OSD. But you don't need to set up any of the filter settings. You don't need to mess with anything here on the configurations tab as far as over here on this side. It needs to be 14 motor poles if it's a 22 size or 23 size motor, which is what most of our 5 and 6 inch drones fly. If you have oddball motors, all you need to do is count the magnets, not the windings, but the magnets themselves, and you'll put that number in here as your pole number, and that's the one thing you need to change. And when you're running this particular setup with RPM filtering, you do want it to be D-Shot 300 and 4K, but I've already got all that set for you. And so just enter all your own settings, save and reboot, go fly, enjoy. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know if that works for your prop wash and pulling out of split S's and power loops and stuff like that. Happy flying, guys. In my head sometimes, feel it in my heart, I can feel it in my chest sometimes. Happy in my